Okay. Our next movie and our next film is called Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. It's been in release, as you probably know, for a few weeks, but we're just catching up with it because Warner Brothers didn't want to screen the picture for us before its opening, or for, I guess, a lot of the press. We recently returned from vacation, so now we're just getting to it, and although I can't exactly recommend Demolition Man, it does have a funny, offbeat script. The year is 2032, the place Los Angeles, after a big earthquake, and violence has been eradicated in a new totalitarian state. But the peace is broken by a criminal from the 90s on the loose. Wesley Snipes recently thawed out after having been on ice for 40 years in a cryogenic prison.
Olé! We're police officers. We're not trained to handle this kind of violence.
Also thawed out is Sylvester Stallone, a tough cop from the 90s. He and Snipes have a history together.
I tracked that dirtbag for 2 years. When I finally bring him down, you turn me into an ice cube for my trouble.
The romantic interest is provided by a police officer played by Sandra Bullock, but times have changed in the more high-tech 2032.
There you go.
Let it flow.
Now just relax. I'll begin in a few seconds.
Begin what?
Having sex, of course.
The violence in the film is routine, but the script by Daniel Waters and Robert Renaud and Peter Lenkov is sprinkled with some smart gags about the 90s made from the vantage point of the 21st century. I didn't care at all about the mano-a-mano between Snipes and Stallone in this picture, but when they weren't fighting, I did smile a lot during Demolition Man.
I smiled a lot, too. In fact, I'm giving this film thumbs up.
Okay.
And the reason for that is that unlike so many other movies in this genre, it really does have a satiric angle to it. It is really trying to be funny, and it's really trying to comment on the 90s from the point of view of the future. And it does so successfully. In fact, that new world, the brave new world of post-apocalyptic California, is funny in its own right, with the way that people live, and they're always smiling at each other, and everybody's so happy. And it's what life would be like if smiley faces really took over society and everybody became a smiley face pod person.
That part, well, you know, you said basically the same thing I'm saying, which is that part is very funny. Unfortunately, it does have the action material, and none of that worked at all.
Oh, come on now, come on. Now, the action material is pretty high-tech. The special effects are pretty good.
I didn't think that's where we differ.
The fight out at the end, the whole business of the guy who gets frozen and then he's able to be shattered and stuff like that was okay for this kind of movie.
That didn't work for me, but the smiles and the laughs are there.